Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Just one small item before we get to today's subject. This is something that you are definitely going to want to see. You may remember in 2016 the screaming woman, the woman screaming, "No, no, no," when it was announced that Trump had defeated Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. I'm going to show you now a 2020 counterpart to that. Actually, the real 2020 counterpart might be in a couple of weeks, depending on how the election turns out, the 2020 election turns out. Maybe we'll see a bunch more screaming women, but I have a few screaming women in the meantime, 9 that you're going to see all at one time, thanks to a very clever video compiler. How crazy the left is in these times, especially, or at least in this case, the distaff side of the left. Watch.
The people in history pay attention. We're losing our democracy. Wake up!
Welcome back. And of course, we cannot entertain a stereotype that women are more emotional than men. Just discount what you just saw, because obviously that cannot be true, because that would be politically incorrect. Now on to today's subject. This is, well, let me just give you this headline first. Berkeley Law School Dean. Democrats would be, quote, justified, unquote, in packing the Supreme Court. This law school dean, I mean, not just some pundit, this is the dean of a law school, saying that it would be justified for Democrats to pack the court because Trump exercises constitutional duty and right to replace vacancies on the Supreme Court. For those of you who don't know, and there's been some misleading commentary on this from the left in the media, that what Trump is doing is court packing because he's filling bona fide vacancies on the Supreme Court in an election year, and because they did not do that when Obama was in office during his last year, Merrick Garland. I'm not going to rehearse that whole mess, but that is not court packing. Filling vacancies on the court, as the court currently is, 9 justices, that is not court packing. Court packing is adding additional justices in order to tilt the court in a desired direction. In other words, politicizing the court, adding seats for political gain. If you have a Democratic Senate and a Democratic president and a Senate that is willing to eliminate the filibuster on legislation, then it could happen. How do you stop that? The way you stop it is the way the Republicans are going to try to stop it. Senate Republicans offer constitutional amendment to block Supreme Court packing. Very simply, the Republicans, I think they're led by Ted Cruz, because he is I think he authored the actual amendment, which would be that the Supreme Court shall consist of 9 justices. That simple. And then that prevents court packing. Of course, a constitutional amendment would require a 2/3 vote in the Senate and in the House. Then it would go to the states. It would have to go through all the state legislatures, and then 3/4 of the states would have to approve the amendment. So we're talking about a long process, but the way it matters now, and I hope that this amendment will be brought to the floor of the Senate to be voted on before the election, is to put the Democrats on the record, because Biden will not answer whether he would pack the Supreme Court if he is elected 2 weeks from now. And in fact, he could be asked, if this is brought to the floor, whether he supports the legislation, whether he wants the Democrats to vote for that bill. I don't see how he can dodge that question. Another question that I had thought of is that if you're thinking of packing the court, or since this suggestion has been brought up by Democrats, any problem if the Republicans do it? Because there are, regardless of how the election turns out, be 3 more months before a new president takes office. Plenty of time for the Republicans to ram through a bill. They would have to get rid of the filibuster, ram through a bill adding 6 justices, and Trump could just pick 6 names out of the Federalist Society list, bring them to the floor, and vote them in. So that would be interesting to see, but what would be most important right now is to bring that bill to the floor and see how many Democrats vote for it. You can be sure that all of the Republicans will vote for the amendment and therefore against packing the court. We have to see how the Democrats vote. I think that a majority of Democrats will vote for the amendment too, and it will be interesting to see how many, if any, vote against the amendment. That will send a very clear signal to the American people that there are Democrats, if they vote against the amendment, who would pack the court. So, Mitch McConnell, bring the amendment to the floor. We need to get the Democrats on the record. The American people have to see how strong the support is among Democrats to pack the court. They need to see this before the election. And I don't need to see, but I would like to see a thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would also like the video. Got any comments? Comment section below the video where you can put questions, suggestions for future topics. I love getting subscribers, so if you could subscribe, that would really be fantastic, wonderful, great. I also want to plug my music channel. I have a music channel where I put original songs, only 2 up there so far, working on number 3 right now. And finally, I thank all of you for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you all come back. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see you all again, bye.